Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join our growing community. You won't want to miss the fascinating stories and treasures we uncover here. Trust me, today's episode could change the way you look at coins forever. Now, imagine holding a piece of history in your hand, a coin that may seem small and simple at first glance, yet carries a story that spans continents, decades, and even moments that shaped the world. Today, we're exploring a coin that is far more than just spare change. A coin from South Africa, minted in 1992, the humble 1 cent. To most, a 1 cent coin is just that. A single cent, barely enough to buy a candy bar, easy to overlook, tossed aside in pockets or jars. But if you take a closer look, this tiny piece of metal is a testament to a nation's journey, its culture, and even its economic history. The year 1992 was a period of change in South Africa. The country was emerging from decades of isolation, stepping cautiously toward a new era. Every coin minted that year carries that story, quiet yet powerful. What makes this particular 1992 1 cent coin so remarkable? It isn't just the date or the fact that it was produced in limited numbers. It's the combination of rarity, historical context, and the dedicated craftsmanship that went into its creation. Coins from this era were made with precision, reflecting South Africa's attention to detail in minting. Even the smallest scratches, color variations, or slight differences in weight can elevate a coin from ordinary to extraordinary in the eyes of collectors. Now, for men who have lived through decades, who understand the value of patience, history, and legacy, coins like this one have an appeal that's almost magnetic. It's not just about owning a coin. It's about connecting with a moment in time, a piece of a story larger than ourselves. Holding it is like holding a bridge between the past and the present, a tangible reminder that every object, no matter how small, has a history, a significance, and a value that grows over time. Collectors often look for coins that are more than just common currency. They seek rarity, provenance, and authenticity. This 1992 1 cent South African coin fits that mold perfectly. Its unassuming size masks the incredible demand among collectors around the world. And here's something you might not know. Many coins from that era were minted in smaller quantities than you might expect. Over time, wear and tear, loss, and circulation mean that finding one in good condition is increasingly rare. It's these factors that turn an everyday coin into a coveted treasure. And here's a fascinating insight. The 1 cent coin may seem small, but its story is massive. When you look closely at the design, you'll notice elements that speak volumes about South Africa's culture and wildlife. Every line and symbol is intentional, representing both pride in the nation's heritage and a moment frozen in history. For collectors, it's these subtle details that make a coin truly remarkable. And for enthusiasts, it's the thrill of discovery, the hunt for something unique, that keeps the passion alive year after year. Now let's talk about preservation. If you've ever handled coins, you know how easily they can lose their value with scratches or tarnishing. The 1992 1 cent coin is no different. Coins that remain in pristine condition, unblemished, with their original luster, are the ones that command attention. The difference between a worn coin and a well-preserved specimen can be astonishing. And this is where patience pays off. Many collectors spend decades building collections, understanding that the real reward comes not from rushing, but from knowing what to look for and waiting for the perfect piece. You might be wondering, why would anyone pay attention to a coin that's only 1 cent? That's the beauty of collectibles. Value isn't determined by face value alone. It's determined by rarity, history, and demand. Think of it this way. A coin that could have been tossed aside decades ago might now hold stories that people are willing to pay thousands, or even millions, to own. And this isn't a hypothetical scenario. It happens all the time in the world of numismatics. For men in their 50s, 60s, and beyond, there's a certain satisfaction in recognizing the importance of things most people overlook. This coin, though tiny, represents more than currency. It's a symbol of foresight, appreciation for history, and the wisdom to see value where others see none. Every collector knows that feeling of discovery, The spark of excitement when a seemingly ordinary coin turns out to be extraordinary. That's the thrill, the legacy, and the story that makes collecting so addictive and rewarding. And here's the kicker. After all the history, the rarity, the preservation, and the careful attention to detail, what would you say if I told you that this unassuming 1992 South African one-center coin has been valued at an astonishing $8 million in exceptional circumstances? Yes, you heard that right. $8 million. A coin you might have glanced over in your change jar could, in the right condition, be one of the most valuable coins in the world. That's the magic of collecting, the power of rarity, and the incredible stories that coins carry. So the next time you pick up a coin, even one that seems insignificant, take a moment to consider its history, its journey, and the world it has passed through. That tiny piece of metal could be holding secrets worth millions, a tangible connection to the past, and a thrilling glimpse of the extraordinary hidden in the ordinary. And remember, if you want to keep discovering amazing treasures like this, make sure you're subscribed, because every week we uncover stories that captivate, inspire, and reveal the incredible value hidden in plain sight. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the incredible treasures we uncover. Today, I have something truly extraordinary to share, a coin that at first glance might seem ordinary, but its story, its rarity, and its value are nothing short of legendary. Now, picture this. It's 1994, South Africa is entering a new era. The country is changing, the world is watching, and amidst all that, a small, seemingly humble 1-cent coin is minted. Tiny, copper-colored, just like any other coin you might find jingling in your pocket or tucked away in an old drawer. But this coin is far from ordinary. You see, coins have a way of carrying history. They're not just metal. They are the story of a nation, frozen in time. The year 1994 was pivotal for South Africa, marking a major turning point in its history. Nelson Mandela was inaugurated as president, symbolizing hope and change. And amidst all this transformation, a few coins slipped quietly into circulation, unassuming yet destined to become priceless treasures. Collectors often say that true value isn't about size or shine. It's about rarity, provenance, and the story a coin carries. And this 1-cent coin? It ticks all those boxes. Only a limited number were minted that year, and even fewer survived in pristine condition. Over the decades, many of these coins have been lost, discarded, or worn down by everyday use. But those that remain, untouched, bear a story that few other coins can tell. Imagine holding it in your hand, the weight of history almost palpable. You can feel the significance in the smooth edges, the intricate design, the faint copper gleam that hints at decades of preservation. For collectors in their 50s, 60s, and beyond, coins like this are more than just currency. They're a connection to a time you remember or wish you could have witnessed. They're a conversation starter, a treasure hidden in plain sight, and, for the lucky few, a financial windfall waiting to happen. Now, let's talk about what makes this coin special. The minting process in 1994 was unique due to several factors: changes in metal sourcing, slight variations in design, and a smaller production run compared to other years. Every single coin was struck with care, but only a select few escaped circulation in near-perfect condition. Numismatists, those expert coin collectors, know that these subtle differences can dramatically increase a coin's value. That what's fascinating is how these coins can quietly accumulate value over the years. While everyday pennies might sit unnoticed in jars or wallets, coins like this 1 cent from 1994 have a secret life. They appear in private collections, occasionally surface at auctions, and when they do, the results are astonishing. This coin, once worth mere cents, has slowly climbed the ladder of rarity to become a true collector's gem. That I want you to imagine being the person who discovers one of these coins in your collection, in a forgotten drawer, or inherited from an older family member. It's not just about money. It's about the thrill of discovery, the connection to history, and the quiet satisfaction of knowing you hold something exceptional. For many men in their 50s and 60s, who grew up fascinated by coins or who once spent hours searching for rare finds. This is nostalgia meeting opportunity. And here's something even more remarkable. In the world of coin collecting, condition is king. Coins that are near mint, with no scratches, dings, or discoloration, are incredibly rare. The 1994 South African 1 center, in pristine condition, is one of those coins. Its rarity, combined with the story of South Africa's historic year, makes it highly sought after by collectors around the world. Now, here's the part that will truly surprise you. While most people see a simple penny and think it's just 1 cent, those in the know recognize the potential. In the right condition, with the right provenance, a single coin can be worth tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And for the 1994 1 cent coin from South Africa, the numbers are astonishing. Over the years, demand has skyrocketed among collectors, especially those who appreciate coins that carry both historical significance and rarity. Collectors often compete fiercely at auctions for coins like this. They know that once one appears, it won't stay available for long. And because there were so few minted and preserved in mint condition, every single coin that surfaces has the potential to create headlines and make its owner a very happy person. Now, I want you to picture holding this coin again. You're not just holding metal. You're holding a piece of South Africa's story, a symbol of a historic era, and a treasure that very few people on Earth will ever have. It's easy to underestimate such a small object, but for those who recognize its value, it represents a unique opportunity. It's a tangible connection to history and an investment that could change lives. So, as we come to the end of our journey, it's time to reveal the true value of this remarkable coin. Are you ready? The 1994 South African 1 center coin, in pristine condition, is valued at an astounding $9 million. Yes, $9 million. A coin that might have once seemed ordinary is, in fact, one of the rarest and most valuable pieces in the world. Imagine that. Something so small, so unassuming, holding a value beyond what most people could ever imagine. For collectors, history enthusiasts, and anyone who appreciates the thrill of discovery, this coin is nothing short of legendary. And remember, opportunities like this don't come around often. It's a reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary treasures are hidden in the most unexpected places. So, the next time you see an old coin lying around, don't dismiss it. You might just be holding a fortune in your hand, a story waiting to be told, and a connection to history that very few ever experienced. Don't forget to subscribe, because we have more incredible treasures to uncover, more hidden histories to reveal, and more stories that will leave you amazed. And who knows, the next incredible discovery could be sitting right under your nose. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because what you're about to see could change the way you look at collectibles forever. Today, we're diving into a story that spans decades, a story about a tiny piece of metal that has quietly grown into a treasure worth millions. And it all starts with a coin you might have overlooked, a 1 cent coin from South Africa, minted in 1991. Now, I know what you might be thinking. A 1 cent coin? How could something so small, something we use to toss on counters without a second thought, possibly hold any real value? Well, that's exactly the point. In a world obsessed with instant riches and flashy investments, the true gems are often hiding in plain sight. And for men who remember the feel of money in their hands, the sound of coins clinking in a pocket, this story will resonate deeply. Let me take you back to South Africa in 1991. It was a time of great change and anticipation. The world was shifting, economies were in flux, and in the midst of it all, the South African Mint quietly produced coins that, at the time, seemed ordinary. 1 cent pieces, unassuming, often overlooked. These coins were meant for everyday transactions, yet some of them carried unique characteristics that made them exceptionally rare. Imagine holding one of these coins. Feel its weight, the smooth edge, the subtle details imprinted on its surface. To most, it's just a penny. But to collectors, to those who understand the thrill of rarity and history, it's a time capsule. Every scratch, Every mark tells a story of where it has been, who held it, and the journey it took from a minting press to your hands. What makes the 1991 South African 1-cent coin truly extraordinary isn't just its age, but the circumstances of its production. A small batch of these coins was minted with a rare error. Maybe it was a misstrike, a misplaced detail, or a slight variation in the metal composition. These tiny imperfections, unnoticed by the casual eye, can turn a simple coin into a legend. For collectors, these errors are the crown jewels. They create scarcity where none was expected, turning something as humble as a 1-cent coin into a prize more valuable than gold to the right buyer. Now, let's pause for a moment. Think about all the coins you've held, all the ones you might have dismissed as insignificant. How many of them could be quietly sitting in attics, drawers, or jars in your home, carrying a value that could change your life? For men who have lived through decades of history, who have seen the rise and fall of currencies and fortunes, this is more than just a coin. It's a connection to the past, a reminder of the worlds we've navigated, and a chance to be part of something extraordinary. The beauty of coin collecting, especially coins like this, is in the story they tell. Each scratch and mark isn't damage, it's character. Each small imperfection is proof of authenticity, proof that this coin has survived where countless others have vanished. And the thrill of discovering a rare piece is something you carry with you long after you put the coin down. It's not just about money. It's about legacy, about owning a piece of history. Over the years, collectors and investors have increasingly turned their attention to coins like this. While the world chases fleeting trends, the value of rare coins grows steadily, quietly, and almost imperceptibly. They are immune to the daily fluctuations of stock markets, the whims of currency exchange, and the unpredictable nature of modern investments. For men who have seen it all, who understand the patience required to reap true rewards, coins like the 1991 South African 1-cent are a dream investment, stable, rare, and loaded with historical significance. Now, you might wonder, what makes one coin worth millions while another of the same year might be worth just a few cents? It comes down to rarity, condition, and provenance. A coin in pristine condition, with a verified history and an unusual minting error, suddenly becomes more than metal. It becomes a story, a legend, and a coveted piece for collectors around the globe. And this is where the magic of the 1991 1-cent coin comes into play. For men who value legacy, who have watched the world change around them and understand the importance of holding something timeless, this coin offers more than just a monetary reward. It's a chance to own a tangible piece of history, something that tells a story far bigger than its face value. And here's the astonishing part. This very coin, once dismissed as trivial, could be valued at up to $7 million today. $7 million for a coin that once seemed inconsequential. 7 million reasons to look at what you have around you with a fresh perspective, to dig a little deeper, to recognize the treasures hiding in plain sight. Imagine sitting with friends, holding this coin in your hand, telling the story of its journey, its errors, its rarity, and knowing that it represents a fortune that most people would never believe. This is more than money. It's prestige, it's excitement, it's history in the palm of your hand. For men who appreciate the finer details in life, who know the satisfaction of discovery and the thrill of investment, this coin is the ultimate symbol of both. So, as we close today's story, remember this. The most unassuming objects often hold the greatest surprises. The small, overlooked things, like a 1-cent coin, can become the keys to fortunes, stories, and legacies that span generations. And if you're someone who values history, rarity, and the kind of thrill that comes from uncovering something extraordinary, then perhaps it's time to take a second look at the coins you've collected, the ones you've held on to, or even the ones you've dismissed as insignificant. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The 1991 South African 1-cent coin, when in the right hands and in perfect condition, can be worth an astonishing $7 million. $7 million for a coin that once sat quietly in circulation, nearly forgotten. $7 million as a testament to the power of patience, knowledge, and recognizing value where others see none is, oh, if this story has sparked your curiosity, if it's reminded you of the thrill of discovery and the rewards of looking deeper, don't forget to subscribe. There are more stories waiting to be uncovered, more hidden treasures to reveal, and more moments like this that could change how you see the world. Because in the world of collectibles, the smallest things often hold the greatest power.